Thanks very much, everybody. I'm Daniel Ruppar, Research Director with Frost & Sullivan. So Frost & Sullivan helps our global clients grow their businesses in different ways, increasingly leveraging concepts to help them prepare for the future with global megatrends or concepts that we call visionary innovation. And in digital health, here are key three themes that we think are of importance in the marketplace right now. Data and analytics, solving the interoperability and connectivity conundrum, and reaching the consumer. And so why are these of importance? So there's all this data out there in digital health. You have to make sense of it, especially if healthcare can deal with things in a more predictive or preventive capacity moving forward. With all these diverse amount of devices and applications out there, you have to be able to bring all that data together in order to be able to actually use it and connect with other systems, especially for providers or payers or others, in order to be able to glean insight from this data in the first place. And reaching the consumer in the way healthcare will continue to transition into a more consumer-centric or patient-centric model. Patient engagement is, of course, really important now. This year, PHM will continue to be a really important subject in the market. And so ways to reach the consumer are of real importance, especially even in just making them aware of these solutions in digital health. And so examples of companies which are doing something really interesting to try to solve some of these problems are here on this slide that we called winners. And I'll start with, for example, IBM. We named them Healthcare Information Technology Company of the Year in 2015, even before they went through their acquisition spree with Phitel, Exploris, or even Merge, because of the importance that they are bringing to the vertical now, especially with partnerships trying to leverage their technology now within IBM Watson Health in order to solve some of the issues out in the marketplace and people being able to actually use all of this data to do something of importance in healthcare. Reaching the consumer, Walgreens has done an immense amount of brand raising, I think, in digital health in the last 1 to 2 years. They already had a really key success point with their mHealth application that's tied into their Balanced Reward program, but with expanded aspects of partnerships there, and especially the integration of video telemedicine technology in that application, which continues to expand across the United States, they're doing something I think really important in the market. And solving that issue with all this data out there in digital health and bringing it together, you have companies like Validic with their cloud-based platform, bringing diverse amount of devices, application data together, and enabling people in terms of like provider clients, for example, to easily integrate with it. Or Apple with the launch of Health Kit, Research Kit, especially for consumers, but also within the enterprise, trying to solve that same problem in their own way with their platform and make a difference on that issue and bringing data together in healthcare. Now, I don't want to call these companies losers, as there's key examples of success here in different aspects of their portfolios, but digital health overall is definitely not an easy marketplace to be in. And so, for example, all the prior examples I had in the previous slide have key points of success now because of partnership and ecosystem building and creation, which is a really important subject in digital health. Probably a few years ago, AT&T would have been on that slide. But now, in recent times, since 2014, have totally reorged, refocused what they're dealing with, and really, in our mind, have retracted to more of a traditional play from those types of CSPs in the market, of which they're one of those. Telefonica launches a telecare solution in the market and pulls it within less than a year. Verizon, who has key strengths in healthcare, launches a virtual visit solution, as well as converged health management, which had to go through FDA approval, and those also both get pulled from the marketplace. Aetna tries to solve the issue and all of this data out there, and in reality also trying to be the central application for consumers in their digital health experience. That fails and gets pulled from the market. Bosch, one of the leading companies in remote patient monitoring, exits the market this year. I think it shows how fast the space is moving, especially from a technology standpoint, and even established players need to continue to evolve their portfolios in order to stay in the front of the market. Two high areas of high amount of different types of investment, competition and risk in the space right now are these two, not that there aren't others, but the video telemedicine space, especially with SaaS-based virtual visit solutions, that space has really exploded in the last 18 to 24 months from a competition standpoint. In reality, when you think about the service companies, on a national scale, you can probably count them on one hand. So there's a lot of startup activity there, or a lot of people from different aspects of the ICT space trying to be involved in that because they have video technology and trying to leverage it in healthcare. And so I think they will be faced with the challenge that that's actually a really complex market to be in and be successful in and really drive scale. And so that's something where a lot of challenges will probably come to them in the next year or two. Wearables, there you have IPOs, you have key brands laying people off, you have key brands being acquired. There's still immense amount of new product development. There's a huge amount of product churn there, in and out of the market. And there's also aspects of that marketplace that I'm kind of challenged by business models, especially in some areas like consumer animal health. So what do you have to think about if you're in that space? In reality, to be successful in the long term, I think in all aspects of digital health, you have to think in the long term and how the space will really evolve in order to be relevant in the future. So for example, if you're in that wearable space, what do you need to think about? You need to think about this box that I call 2025, which is that common experience that people will have in leveraging a wearable in their daily life, in their healthcare experience. That is a cohesive and flexible user experience regardless of sensor origin with clinical data integration. That's a mouthful, but that type of platform concept and the flexibility of that user experience and the different data streams there is what you will want to be a part of in the future if you're even developing products right now. So with the video space, key vendors that are successful right now, especially those providing services, are trying to maximize a variety of different business models in order to drive success with their companies forward, as well as different aspects of revenue streams. So whether they're targeting their solutions in specific ways at the provider channel, or the payer channel, or the employer channel, or yes, the consumer channel, they're trying to leverage a variety of different ways to drive their business. And especially in that area, the consumer channel is not really one to be underestimated of importance. Perhaps, of course, some other people will pay for that. Some of it the consumer will pay. But definitely, that's a key area from a marketing standpoint that raising awareness of this type of aspect of the solution in digital health needs definitely to continue in order to drive that aspect of telehealth forward. So moving forward, here are three concepts that we think are important in the long term in digital health in order to be successful and will continue to be, I think, really an important part of conversations definitely in the marketplace this year. When I mentioned the winners slide, I showed a lot of different aspects of vendors that have key points of success by leveraging of partnerships. And because of the complexity of the value chain in digital health, partnerships are really a key central point in this market and will continue to drive, I think, really interesting aspects of collaborative innovation in the space going forward. Services, so people talk a lot about technology, but in reality, a lot of these markets, especially in certain areas of the marketplace, telehealth, et cetera, are service markets, and they leverage technology in some way. So not only in aspects of clinical services, the importance of that, new types of consumer services, even those that can be sold direct to consumer, that's, I think, an important point that needs to still drive forward in some of the mobile health space, for example, or especially advisory and consulting services. Within certain areas of the market that really will be an important part of the conversation this year, like population health management, those types of advisory and consulting services that are offered to help, for example, providers prepare for that type of concept within their population will be a really important aspect of the marketplace. And trust. So that may be a simple concept, but it's important here because of some of the aspects of vendor churn or other things that I mentioned. So trusting that the vendor that you select will be here in the long term is a key part of this marketplace. Trusting that they will actually try to work with you as that true solution partner in solving your challenges. And for consumers, it's trusting that the things that you will select to be a part of your digital health experience will actually make your experience a good one, or trusting who you're looking to take all your data and bring it together to give you utility from it. Thank you very much.